Here we have a couple of questions from some of the early cat years, right? So seems like a long one, but there are two questions back to back. Let's look at it. A certain perfume is available at a duty-free shop at the Bangkok International Airport. Fine. It is priced in the Thai currency baht, but other currencies are also acceptable. Okay. In particular, the shop accepts euro and US dollar. It's priced in Thai baht. Okay. At the following rates of exchange, US dollar 1 equals 41 bahts equals and okay, and there's one more, euro 1 euro equals 46 bahts. Okay, fine. The perfume is priced at 520 bahts per bottle. Each bottle is 520 bahts. Fine. After one bottle is purchased, subsequent bottles are available at a discount of 30%. Okay. Three friends S, R and M together purchase three bottles. Okay, the first one is 520. The next two are at a 30% off. Fine. Agreeing to share the cost equally. R pays 2 euros, M pays 4 euros and 27 Thai bahts, S pays the remaining amount in US dollars. How much does R owe to S in Thai baht? Fine. Right. So to start with this, I mean, we need to understand that the first one was purchased for 520. The rest were purchased at 70% of 520, right? Because there's a 30% discount. So two more at 0.7 of 520 plus a 0.7 of 520. Now this is the part which over time, if you could just directly understand, one full plus 2.7s comes to a total of 1 plus 0.7 plus 0.7, which is 2.4, right? 1 plus 0.7 plus 0.7, that comes to 2.4 into 520, which is nothing but 24 into 52. If you want to do this mentally, I mean, there was no calculator over here. 24 into 50, that's 1200, 24 twos are 48, right? So 1248 bahts, right? So 1248 bahts is what has been paid for the three bottles totally. Now, how much should each person ideally pay, right? Let's look at that. If you have 1248, each person should split it equally, right? So one third of this is 416. 416 should have been paid by each person. Okay. And who are the three over here? S, R and M. Now we'll start with R over here. R has paid 2 euros, right? What has been paid over here? Let's convert it to baht so that is easy. 2 euros, 1 euro is 46, 2 euros are 92. 92 is what has been paid. The next person over here, which is M. M over here has paid 4 euros and 27 Thai bahts. 4 euros, 4 into 46, right, which is 2 into 92, which comes to 184. 184 plus a 27 is going to give us 211, right? 211 has been paid. Okay, so the rest has been paid by S over here, right? 1248. Do we need to calculate that? Let's see. How much does R owe to S in Thai baht, right? S has paid the rest. R has to pay some amount to S because R has paid only 92. R should have ideally have paid 416. What does R owe S? What it should have, R should have paid minus what the R has already paid. 416 minus 92, which comes to 300 and add an 8 to 16, you get a 24, all right? 324. Option 4 is the answer for this question. On to the 82nd question. How much does M owe to S in US dollars? M owe to S, again, subtract. Find that out in Thai bahts first. You subtract and you get a 205. And this you need to understand in US dollars. 1 US dollar is 41 bahts. Divide by 41 and you get 5. Right? The answer is option 3, 5. Now, these are seemingly long questions, but then if you're patient enough, give it a quick read. You should be able to answer them very quickly. Now, question 83 is a pretty good one. All right, we have two ratios to be linked, but they're not given in a standard form, and the options over here as well are not like which of these is a possible value, right? So let's look at it. Now let A, B, C, D and E be integers such that A equals 6, B equals 12C, okay? And 2B equals 9D equals 12E. So B over here is the linking term, right, in both the cases. Then which of the following pairs contain a number that is not an integer? Right, there's several ways to do this, right? One is to start substituting values and going through the options and all of that. I would just say just see if you can quickly link the ratios and you're done with them, right? As simple as that. So let's start with A, B and C, right? Just look at this. A equals 12C, right? B equals 12C by 6, which is going to be 2C. and C is nothing but C itself. That's it. The ratios are linked, right? C is cancelled and you get a 12 is to 2 is to 1. Now, if you want to link this with the next one, right? What does it say? 2b equals 9d equals 12b. Now, in this particular ratio, right, which we already have, A is to B is C, B over here is 2 parts. Now, as B over here is 2 parts, if you put 2 inside over here, if B is going to be 2, what are we going to get? 2b over here is nothing but 4, right? If 2b is 4, D is how much? 4 by 9, right? 2b divided by 9. Quickly, once again, just look at this. 2 is the value of B, right? So if 2b is going to be 4 equals 9d equals 12b. I'm just rewriting it. A lot of these you can just quickly observe itself, right? And you should be able to write them down. No marks for steps, right? So do not waste time with that. So D over here is going to be 4 by 9 and E over here is going to be 4 by 12. 12E is 4, so E is 4 by 12. 4 by 12 is nothing but 1 by 3, and that's it. We've got these ratios. Now, how do you link them up? Get rid of the denominators, multiply all of these with a 9, and what do we get? 12 nines are 108, 2 nines are 18, 1 nines are 9, then you have a 4, and then you have a 3. That's it. Now, which of the following pairs contains a number that is not an integer? Not an integer. Just pick the values from here, plug it in and see if you're getting something which is not an integer. Okay. So a lot of these have A over here. A by 27, A by 36, A by 12, A by 6. 108 parts is A, right, to begin with, and all of these are integers. So therefore, 108 is divisible by 27, 36, 12, and 6. All right. If you know that, you can move pretty quickly. 27 into 4 is 108, 36 into 3 is 108. All right. Moving to the next one, B by E. All right. 18 by 3, that's fine. 6. C by E, 9 by 3, which is also fine. BD by 18, 18 into 4 by 18, definitely fine. C by D, 9 by 4. 9 by 4 is not going to be an integer. So therefore, option 4 is the correct answer for this question. On to question 84. When you see a question like this, right, if A by B plus C equals B by C plus C equals C by A plus B, we are back again. We have only 3 variables over here and equals R, then R cannot take any value except, right, except we know that one of the solutions is definitely going to be A equals B equals C, right? If all 3 are going to be equal, what do we get over here? A by A plus A equals B by B plus B, all right? All of these are equal. So therefore, we're going to get R equals A by A plus A, which comes to half. I know half is one of the answers, so I can quickly eliminate option 2, minus 1 alone, or this, right, the fourth one. Now, what about option 3 over here, half or minus 1? Is minus 1 possible, right? You need to understand that in a lot of these cases, a second answer is possible, and let's see as to how to do that and how to prove that. Yeah. A by B plus C equals R, B by C plus A equals R, C by A plus B equals R. So therefore, we have 3 equations. Now, how do I know there are 3 equations? Because there are 3 equal to symbols. If there are 3 equal to symbols, even though they're put in one line, there are 3 equations. So if A by B plus C equals R, then A equals, take the B plus C and multiply with R. A equals B plus C into R, right? So we're going to get BR plus CR, right? Next, for the second equation, B by C plus A equals R, then B equals, take the denominator there, you're going to get CR plus AR, okay? And for the next one, C equals AR plus BR, right? AR plus BR, right? So when we have something like this, best way to go about is, I mean, we have 4 variables, 3 equations. Just you'd notice that, you know, if you add all of them up, you're going to get an A plus B plus C over here, right? That should be the next step. And on this side, you can take an R common, but actually 2R common. Why? Because you have 2AR plus 2BR plus 2CR. If you take a 2R common, you're left with an A plus B plus C, right? So now it'll be very tempting to, you know, cancel A plus B plus C on both sides and say 2R equals 1 and say R is half, which is what we did. Correct. We'll come to that. But that cancellation you can do if and only if a plus b plus c is not equal to 0. Now, why is that so? If you're going to have 0 on both sides, can I say 0 equals 5 into 0? Yes. Can I say 0 and 0 are cancelled and say 5 equals 1? No, we can't. You cannot cancel the zeros. 0 equals 5 into 0 is correct, but you cannot cancel the two zeros. Therefore, when you're cancelling out variables like this, that can be done only when a plus b plus c is not equal to 0. The cancelled variables are not equal to 0. You need to clearly write that down. So when you write that down and then cancel, you should also create a separate case, right? A case 2. This is case 1, right? The case 1 where a plus b plus c is not equal to 0. You need to write down there could be another case, right? A case 2 where a plus b plus c equals 0. That's also possible, right? We have to look at that case and see if there's some solution possible there. Now with case 1, it's simple. R equals 2r equals 1, r equals half, and we got that even earlier, right? So there's one solution over here. Now what if a plus b plus c equals 0? What is b plus c going to be? B plus c is nothing but, if I take a to the other side, I'm going to get minus a. C plus a likewise would have been, C plus a would have been minus b. A plus b would have been minus c. All right, in all of these cases, what are we going to get the r value as? R equals a by b plus c, a by b plus c, and b plus c can be replaced with minus a if it's going to be 0, right? So we get a by minus a, which comes to a minus 1. This is another solution for r over here. So we have two possible solutions for two different cases over here, half or minus 1, right? Either of which can be the answer, depending on what the case might be. If a plus b plus c is not equal to 0, then r equals half. If it is equal to 0, then r becomes minus 1. In a cricket match, Team A scored 232 runs without losing a wicket. The score consisted of byes, wides, and runs scored by two opening batsmen, Ram and Sham. The runs scored by the two batsmen are 26 times wides, and there are 8 more byes than wides. Okay, a lot of linear equations we'd want to form over here. The ratio of the runs scored by Ram and Sham is 6:7. This should be the starting point, right? Because we have a ratio. And this ratio we can represent it with just one variable. So write down Ram and Sham, okay? And working we have over here 6x and 7x. Why am I using a variable? Because there's a lot of absolute values given over here, right? More than one. We just go in for a variable, but minimize the usage of a variable, right? So Ram and Sham over here 6x and 7x, okay? Because we have the ratio 6:7. There are 8 more byes than wides, okay? We need to find out the wides and the byes, okay? I don't want to create the equation right now for this or the link. The runs scored by the two batsmen are 26 times the wides. These people over here are 26 times the wides. So if the wides would have been y, then Ram and Sham put together is going to be 26y. But I have the ratio of 6:7. I use x and x. Be flexible, right? It's easy to split 26 in the ratio of 6:7 as well. 6 plus 7 is 13. So just double them, all right? So you're going to get 12y and 14y. You should be flexible, all right? Don't divide and get into decimals and all of that. Always working with integers is easy because we know addition, subtraction, multiplication of integers. That's what we learned in school, right? Not decimals. So y, this becomes 26y, split it up in the ratio of 6:7. The byes, we know what it is. It's 8 more. We have 8 more byes than wides. It's y plus 8. And if I add all of these up, I get the total score, which is 232 runs. That's it. Take the 8 there and you get a 224. Y plus y, you put with this and you add with this and you get a 14. 14 plus 14 is 28. 28, y equals 224. Divide by 7. Divide by 7. 3 over here followed by 2. So y over here is 32 by 4, which is 8. The run scored by Ram is what? Ram over here is nothing but 12y, 12 into 8, which comes to 96. So the answer over here is option 2. On to question 86. Tina, Meena, Gina, Leena, and Beena are 5 sisters aged in that order, with Tina being the eldest. Fine. Each of them had to carry a bucket of water from a well to their house. Their buckets' capacities were proportional to their ages. Buckets' capacities were proportional to their ages. So Older the person, larger the bucket capacity. While returning equal amount of water got splashed out of their buckets. Who lost the maximum amount of water as a percentage of the bucket capacity? Percentage of the bucket capacity. Okay, fine. The bucket capacities are proportional to their ages. Let the ages be five sisters. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, let's say, right, for simplicity. Tina being the eldest, so Tina over here is going to be 50, the first person, right? TMGLB. Next can be 40, 30, 20, and 10. What are these? These are the ages and also the bucket capacity. They are directly proportional. Now, equal amount of water got splashed. What could be the amount of water which was splashed? Let's say 5 liters, right? Total capacity was 10, 20, 30. 5 got splashed out. It was equal for all. Where is it the maximum percentage, highest percentage? This is just 10%. Here we know is 50%, right? 5 by 10. Where the denominator is the smallest, you're going to get the highest percentage. So the last person, Bina, who's the youngest over here, is the answer, right? That's where you had the highest percentage reduction. Now on to a question from ZAT 2012, question 87. These were the years where ZAT paper used to be really difficult, right? And we have a long question over here, and ZAT generally is a long examination. Should I take it up? I mean, should I pursue a question like this? The answer is yes, right? Because we have some conditions and some simple percentages over here. Nothing seems to be too complex. The paper otherwise was quite difficult, right? So whatever you can take, just take it up and do it. Don't look at the length of it and get dissuaded, right? So Ram and Sham form a partnership with Sham as working partner and start a business by investing 4,000 and 6,000 respectively. Start of the year, how many months and all of that is not given. So 4 is to 6, 2 is to 3 is going to be the ratio of profit share for who? Ram and Sham in that order. Okay, fine. The conditions of partnership are as follows. In case of profits till 2 lakh per annum, the profits would be shared in the ratio of the invested capital. Fine, 2 is to 3. Profits from 2 lakh 1 to till 4 lakhs, the next 2 lakh rupees, Sham would take 20% out of the profit. 20% is off first. Why? Because Sham is a working partner. Before the division of the remaining profits, 20% of 2 lakhs is 40,000. The remaining 1 lakh 60,000 is divided in the ratio of profits. Fine. Profits in excess of 4 lakhs, Sham would take 35% of the profits. Whatever the amount over and above 4 lakhs, 35% is taken before the division of the remaining in the ratio of the capital, 2 is to 3. If Sham's share, okay, Ram is a simple calculation because Ram is not the working partner. It's just getting 2 parts after whatever Sham takes as a salary or like a share in the extra share in the profit because the working partner. We can compute fine. So 0 to 2 lakhs, let's say 0 to 2 lakhs is going to be straight split in this ratio 2 is to 3. Now everywhere we have 3 zeros, 3 zeros and 3 zeros, right? Okay, fine. So what we shall take it is 200, 0 to 200,000, right? All in thousands. 2 lakhs is 200,000. 0 to 200, the first 200, what's going to happen over here? 2 is to 3 ratio. 5 parts of, if it's 200, 1 part is 40, 2 parts is 80 and 120, right? Just work with these, just work on the speed math section at mockat.com, just get quicker with this part, right? So do not take a lot of time. These are the questions where, if you're going to be using 2 by 5 into 200 and simplifying and all, it's going to spend a lot of time. To speed up this part so that you can answer these questions quickly. And if you're going to be doing these, you might make a mess out of it and make a silly mistake as well. Right? So knowing how to split it in the ratio of 2 is to 3, practice a bit so that you're quick. On to the next 2 lakhs, right? 200 to 400. The next 2 lakhs over here, what's going to happen? 20% goes to S first. 20% of 200 is 40 lakhs, right? 20% of 200 is 40 lakhs. Then the remaining 160, right? What has happened again? Once again, the next 2 lakhs, 200. 40 goes to Sham first, 20% of it. Then the remaining 160 is further being split in the ratio of 2 is to 3. 2 parts and 3 parts come here. 160 is 5 parts, each part is 32. 2 parts is 64 and you have another 96 coming here. 2 is to 3 ratio. Now Sham is getting a 40,000 over here, 20% of the profit, and the share over here in the 2 is to 3 ratio of 96,000. 40 plus 96 over here we can just directly write it down now, is going to be 136. Okay. And what do we know? Sham's share in the particular year was 367,000. The total was 367. And clearly this is not adding up to that. This is only 256. So there was another 111, triple one, right? 111, 000. And where did that come from? That came from the additional, right? Additional amount over and above 4 lakhs. Additional over and above 4 lakhs can be an additional X. And if I find that additional profit, then I can compute the total business profit. It's going to be 4 lakhs plus that X rupees. So what is this triple one going to be? It is first going to be 35% of X, right? So think about it, X over here. We're going to first distribute to Sham 35% of X, 0.35X. The remaining 0.65X, how are we going to split it? We're going to split in the ratio 2:3. 65 in the ratio of 2:3. 65 is 5 parts, each part is 13. 0.26X and 0.39X, right? The remaining is split in the ratio of 2:3. So Sham gets 35% initially, and of the remaining, another 0.39X. So these two, when added up, we're going to get 0.74X. So triple one rather is 0.74X, or rather we can write it as 74 by 100 into X. So 74 is divisible by 37, both of them are, and triple one, if you can remember, this is 37 into 3, that will be helpful, right? Few of the numbers I keep telling students to remember are triple one equals 37 into 3. These keep coming up very often in the exams. 105 is the product of the first 3 odd prime numbers, 3 into 5 into 7, and 1001 equals 7 into 11 into 13. Just remember these 3, and they keep coming in some form or the other, right, very often in exams. So 111 is 37 into 3, right, and 74 is 37 into 2, right. So this, if you divide over here, you get a 50. So X is nothing but 50 into 3. X is 50 into 3. X is nothing but 150. So this X is 150. So 0 to 2 lakhs, 2 to 4 lakhs, and additional is another 1,50,000. 4 plus 1.5, that comes to 5.5 lakhs. Option 4 is the total business profit for that year. The number of boys in the school was 30 more than the number of girls. Subsequently, a few more girls joined the same school. Okay, boys was 30 more than girls. Girls could have been X, or rather G. And the boys over here was G plus 30. Subsequently, a few more girls joined the same school. We can say X more girls, right? X more girls joined the same school. Consequently, the ratio of the boys and girls became 3:5. So boys remained G plus 30, whereas girls became G plus X, right? Boys by girls ratio is 3/5. Find the minimum number of girls who joined subsequently. I need to find the minimum value of X, right? That's the number of girls who joined subsequently. Fine. Cross multiply, you get 5G plus 150 equals 3G plus 3X, and then we get a bring the 3G here, you get a 2G plus 150. Bring the 3 down, and you get an X. So X equals 50 plus 2G by 3. Yeah. For me to find the minimum value of X, 50 is a constant plus something. So this something should be minimized. I need to put the lowest or smallest possible value for G, right? Number of boys in the school was 30 more than number of girls. What is the smallest possible value for G? Initial number of girls. I could take it as 0, right? There's nowhere it says that, 0 can't be there. So if I take it as 0, 50 plus 0, X becomes 50 when G is going to be 0, right? Now, is 50 there in the options? No. Does that mean I can mark option 5, solution not possible? No, I can't mark that, right? Because a solution is possible, it's just that it's not here. So in these kind of questions where the options are clear, right, we need to understand that, you can't mark this. Solution is definitely possible. This answer is not here. So what they could possibly have meant is, there are some number of girls already there in the class, which means 0 is not possible. What's the next possible number which is divisible by 3? G can take the value of 3 over here, right? If G is 3, right? If G is 3, what do we get? 2 into 3, 6. 6 by 3 is 2. 50 plus 2, x becomes 52, right? And 52 is there. So option 3 over here becomes the answer.